Well, my name is Maria. I'm from the Funding Box. I'm marketing lead in Better Factory project. And now I'm going to help the speaker just to run this webinar, okay? So, well, just to start, this is the agenda that we're going to follow today. Firstly, we're going to talk about the general requirements of Better Factory second open code that is going to be led by Antonio Montalvo. Then we're going to talk about the full proposal template and preparation by Ali Muhammad. After this, we're going to have a little break of 15 minutes, okay? In the meantime, you can do all the questions that you need to do on the chat, and we can talk about them later, okay, at the end of the session. Then we will have Rodolfo to start to talk about the SMEs and artist collaboration that we have on the Better Factory project. And to finalize, we will have Marta Portales to introduce the matchmaking tool that we're going to use on Better Factory, okay? So as I said, you can write all the questions that you have on the chat, and we can talk about them later at the end of the session. So now I'm going to leave the floor for Antonio Montalvo, who is going to present the first part of the session. Thank you very much. Stop sharing, and now Antonio, I think you can share your screen now.
Yes, good morning, everybody. First of all, maybe I would ask everybody to mute yourself while you are not speaking, and also to change your name and put your name in the participant list. Okay, so Maria, maybe you can check that while I'm speaking. So thank you, Maria, for your introduction. I'm going to share my screen. So this is the presentation. I hope you can see it in full screen. So we are going to discuss about the second Better Factory open call. We had the first open call last year, and we selected 7 knowledge transfer experiments. And in this second open call, we will select 9. So let me explain a little bit what Better Factory is about. Better Factory is a European Union initiative that wants to help the European manufacturing SMEs and mid-caps to enter new markets. And the main characteristic of this call and this project compared to other that are in the market is that we are for the first time introducing the collaboration between manufacturing companies and artists. It's very typical in the projects that we find this combination between technology suppliers and manufacturing SMEs or SMEs. But the concept of the artist collaboration is brand new. So with this collaboration, the 3 actors, we pretend to find solutions and to fund solutions that allow cost reduction in the production, a product redesign, and also we are offering financial and business consultancy. Another important thing to know is that we have developed a marketplace called RAM, which allows manufacturing SMEs on the one hand to buy technology and services, and on the other side, technology suppliers, financial and business consultants and artists to sell their services. So who can join Better Factory in this second open call? We are calling for manufacturing SMEs and mid-caps, and the limitation for that is about the size of the company. So the maximum headcount is 3,000 employees. higher than that, we are considering that this manufacturing company is a big company, and we are not able to find them. Also, it's important to understand the word manufacturing. It means that the companies have to have a factory. They need to prove that they are producing products. So this is one criteria of eligibility for the companies. And of course, they need to present challenges that allow them to optimize the production cost. Then we got the artists that, of course, they are going to include or to present to the manufacturing companies their capabilities in redesign and co-creation to be able to redesign the products and services offered by the manufacturing companies today. And then, of course, we have also the technology suppliers, which are going to provide the advanced technologies, robotics, and lean agile production, and that will be necessary for this objective of the whole consortium to provide solutions enhancing the current production and products from the manufacturing companies. So again, this is very important to insist that what we are offering is a program, which is called a knowledge transfer program. And the consortia that apply to this call and are awarded, we call them KTEs, knowledge transfer experiments. So this has to be obligatorily be composed of one manufacturing SME or mid-cap, one artist, and one technology supplier. So, as I said, we launched, this is the second open call, and in the end, we are going to select 16 KTEs. And for each KTE, we are providing up to 200,000 euros of EU funds. We are prioritizing a number of sectors, 6 in concrete, which is plastic and rubber, furniture and wood, food and agriculture, construction, metal and machinery, and textile and leather. This, as I say, will be the sectors to be prioritized by the project. So how the Better Factory second open call works? We are now at the step 3 of this open call, which is the most important one, because it's the call where we are expecting to get full proposals from consortia, again, from one manufacturing company, one technology supplier, and one artist. So this process was opened on the 1st of September and will be closed on the 15th of November. So you have almost 2 months to finalize your proposal if you are interested in participating. You need to know that some of you might have intervened and contributed from the step 1, which was an expression of interest call that we did from April to June. But again, now in this process of the full proposals, everybody is welcome. So both the consortia that have been built through the matchmaking process after the expressions of interest can apply, but also outsiders, any of you who can or are able to compose this consortium. So after the deadline, which is the 15th of November, we will start the selection process. And the selection process is very typical from any open call. So after getting the proposal submission, we do a very quick eligibility check, just to check if the manufacturing companies are manufacturing companies, if we have consortia with the 3 partners in there. It's very, very quick to analyze. Then we will proceed with an internal and external evaluations for those who has passed the eligibility check. So each proposal will be evaluated by 3 experts, 3 experts per proposal. That can be internal, meaning experts from the consortium, or external, meaning evaluators that are completely external to the consortium, the factory consortium. After that, there is a selection committee meeting for a consensus meeting. We analyze the evaluations and the ranking that has been proposed by, we elaborate after this evaluation. And in this consensus meeting, the selection committee decides which are the 16 finalists. The 16 finalists that are going to compete in a jury day against a jury composed by the core partners. So in the end, after this process, as I said before, we are going to select 9 KTEs. For these 9 KTEs, we will sign a subgrant agreement, and then the program will start, a program that the KTEP program that lasts 16 months. This is maybe you cannot see it very properly, but the timeline, we are now in this phase. So the full proposal submission, we are here more or less. So you will have until the 15th of November. The important thing here is that the jury day will be done on the 26th, 27th of January, because prior to that, there is a process, evaluation process, legal check, consensus meeting, etc., that need to be done. And in the end, the idea is that the second KT round starts on the 1st of March next year. What is the value proposition? So it is important to note that the funds have to be distributed this way. I mean, we will say that there was going to be 200,000 euros for each KTE, but the manufacturing SMEs will receive up to 50,000, plus of course these services around technical support, support the investment, receiving business mentoring, receiving training on different technologies, digital production, on the ramp, and also how to use ramp to make use of this platform once the project has ended, and also during the project. So 50,000 euros basically for the manufacturing SMEs, 50,000 euros also for the artists, and yeah, you will receive more or less the same services around mentoring by our mentors. We need to highlight that the Better Factory Consortium is composed by different partners from different areas, and we have experts in artistic co-creation, and we have experts in the different technologies, and also experts that are, or members that are members of a manufacturing cluster or a technology cluster, etc. So for the tech suppliers, they are going to receive 100,000 euros. So the double from compared to the manufacturing companies and the artists, and this is basically because the technology suppliers are very likely the ones that are going to make some investment in equipment development to provide or to make the solution provided by the whole LKT feasible. Again, we are going to provide some services aside, like the business support and training on the ramp, etc. So the main eligibility criteria for the consortium are these ones. So again, and I insist, I think it's the third time I insist in that, we only admit consortia composed of one manufacturing company, one artist, and one tech supplier. Of course, all the partners need to be established in an eligible country, which are the EU members, the H2020 associated countries, and the UK. But when it's not by manufacturing company, is an SME or slightly bigger company or a mid-cap, and as I said before, which is involved in the production of goods in a factory. This is something that the evaluators are going to pay a lot of attention to, because we need a certain level of development from these companies, and of course that they are capable of producing goods. The technology supplier also has to be an SME, slightly bigger company or big cap, but that develops, produces and sells software applications on our hardware. And the artist refers again to an SME, a slightly bigger company or a mid cap, which is registered under NACE code 9.3 artistic creation. Or we can also accept self-employed individuals, but who undertakes artistic activities as a professional job occupation, such as performer, designer, etc. So, but again, for the artist, there will be a specific session later talking about the collaboration between artists and manufacturing companies, and we can get in more details on what we are expecting from the artists, the so-called artists, because not all the artists are welcome. They have to have a relationship with the technology for sure. The most important thing is with this, I think I can finalize my presentation, is how to apply. What is the application submission? So there is a website, a microsite, where you can find all the information and in detail. This what I've done is just a summary. So you need to go there and make the online application. But before that, you have to read very carefully the guides and documents that are available for reading or fulfillment. Let me go to the, as an example, to this microsite so that I think you can see it. So this is how it looks like. And we have the apply now button that I'm going to go there later, but it is important to know that there is a help desk. So any questions you may have regarding the call, you are kindly asked or requested to use the help desk. The help desk, if I click there, sends you or leads you to the funding box spaces. We receive different questions here, and we are able to reply. We reply as soon as possible. Okay, so this is one thing. Then another important thing is the guides and documents. Please read the guides and documents before submitting your proposal. Which are the important guides and documents? The first one is the guide for applicants. The guide for applicants is I would say the Bible, the document where you are going to understand all the details of the call. So what are the eligibility criteria, what is the evaluation, what are the evaluation criteria, what documents you need to submit, how included the stages of the program, how you are going to be paid, all that stuff. I'm not going to go into the details now, but you can click here and you will be able to download the PDF. And there is another frequently asked questions where basically this is a dynamic document. Depending on the questions you receive, we are populating it. Right now, it's populated with the questions we received from the first call, but it also can serve you as a reference to understand certain things that are not clear in the Guide for Applicants. But then there are two very important documents. In the end, the fulfillment of the application form online is very easy. So the most complicated thing is the full proposal template. There is a template you can download from here where you will have actually to fulfill all the details of your proposal. So due to the importance of this document, there's going to be a specific session today where our colleague Ali Muhammad is going to explain you in detail this template, how it works and what you need to fulfill, etc. There is another template, which is a budget estimation. This is a requirement from the European Commission. The money you are going to receive if you are selected is what we call a lump sum, meaning that you won't have to justify any costs once you have been selected. So if you are going to receive, you are going to receive 50,000 euros. Of course, you are going to be paid against the submission of deliverables. And Ali is going to explain that which deliverables in the full proposal template. But we are not going to request any justification of the cost. However, during the evaluation of the proposal, to check if what you are proposing is reasonable in terms of money, of funds, we request, and this is, as I say, a requirement from the Commission, a budget estimation. Okay, so you can download this template here, and you fulfill it. It's in Excel. I mean, the full proposal template is in Word. You will download it in Word. You fulfill it, and once you have fulfilled it, you will transform it into PDF and upload it to the application form online. But the budget estimation, since we need to do some checks once we receive them, you are going to submit them in Excel format. So you download it in Excel, you fulfill it, and then you will upload them in Excel. And there is also an application form in Word format for the ones who prefer to fulfill the application first in Word offline and then go online to. So just to finalize my presentation, in the Apply button, you sign in, and I'm going to just very quickly go. There is a basic info you need to fill in, which is the name. I mean, it's very easy information we request from the part. Sorry. Then you got the legal information from the partners, and the most important part is the proposal description. Here is where you are going to select the sector or sectors you are involved in, the potential impact, the most important impacts of your proposal. You can click on one or more of them. And here is the important thing. Here you need to upload the PDF to the proposal, the full proposal document, according to the template that is going to be explained to you later by Eli, and then the budget estimation. You upload those documents. You always have to save and continue, and then you submit. The rest is questions for statistical purposes, information content form, which is, yes, I agree with this and that. So this is not that important. So that's all from my side. The questions and answers are going to be at the end. So yeah, Maria, I can.
Yeah, thank you very much, Antonio. Okay, so I think now we can start with Ali.
Yes, I'm here. You can hear me?
Yes, we can hear you properly.
Hello, everybody. One very important thing among the questions, it was a message from Armand from that we have a participation limit of 100 participants in this in this Zoom account. So I think this will be recorded and this will be made available. This is recorded and this will be made available for everyone. So please, the people who can't attend today, they can still go and watch this video. So this is important. And if it comes to if it is necessary, then we organize another session like this. So this was something last time we extended the participation limit to 300, but this time I think we didn't manage to do that. Okay, everyone. Let me share my screen. And if you see it. So Maria, do you see it?
Yes.
Okay, great. So I think Antonio presented that what is the whole process and what you need to do for the application and to get selected. So this template he described a few times, and I'm going to give a detail of this template. So the important part here is that you really have to be very vigilant in writing this proposal using this template, because this would be fundamentally the document which will be used for evaluating you, for selecting you. Then this will also become your contract with us. So this is the contract you will sign with us, and this means that you will be judged against all the things which are written in this proposal. So you have to be ambitious, you have to be realistic, and you have to make sure that what you prepare now, you're going to stick with this for the rest of the project once it is started. It also means that all the evaluations and payments during the experiments and the final evaluation will also be done against this proposal. So you have to make sure that what is written here, you understand it very well, and you follow it throughout the execution of the project. So just so this is the template. Every time you see something highlighted in green, it means it's instructions. It's the instructions to fill the template, to make this proposal. So what you can do is to delete those parts after you have prepared your proposal or you have read the instructions and you know what to do, so you can delete it. So the first set of instructions is just about like what is the font size, what are the page limits, and so on. Then the parts in yellow, which are highlighted in yellow, are the ones which you have to write. So there is the acronym of the proposal. So what is the short name of your project and what is the title of your proposal? So the whole, the full name. Then you can see in yellow also you have to first fill the name of the manufacturing company, their address, and then the person name and their contact information. So same goes for the artist and same goes for the technology supplier. So basically the yellow parts are the one you have to modify, the green ones have to be deleted, and you can see the same instructions what I'm telling you, they are also mentioned here at the bottom. So then if something is not highlighted, neither yellow nor green, so it means you don't modify it, you do not change it. It remains same. It's written for you. You do not modify that part of the proposal. This is the executive summary. So write a small abstract what your proposal is about. And it is basically like a short description of your work and the impact you're going to achieve. You can write it in the very end of the whole thing once you have prepared the whole proposal. The evaluation of the proposal is done on 3 different criteria. One of them is excellence, the second one is impact, and the third one is implementation. So this is the first section, which is excellence, which describes the how wonderful idea you have and what is the great innovation you're trying to make in this during this project. So the first one is the project description, provide an overview of the project, reason why it is valuable to your organization. So all 3 participants, manufacturing, factory, artist, and the technology supplier should describe why this is valuable to your organization. The single thing, one single thing, what you are all going to produce, or each of you is going to, whatever each of you is going to produce, how is it going to be useful for you? Why is it related to your current business? Again, the parts in green, as I said, that these are instructions and can be deleted. But this is the important part. So fundamentally, we are a European project. We have 8 million funding from the Commission. And from there, we are offering a certain piece of that funding, as you know, 200,000 euros for each of the experiments. It actually means that we are not covering every single thing what you want to do. So if you are interested in building a robot which can do 3D printing, it doesn't belong here. If you are interested in working with lasers, probably it doesn't belong here. So what we are supporting manufacturing factories with the deployment of collaborative robots. So if there is a factory which is interested and can benefit by experimenting with a collaborative robot, working together with human, and it can improve their business, this is one possible thing what we can support, or we will support for the deployment. And the second thing is the mobile logistics automation. So if there is a factory which thinks that moving robots, moving material within the factory, the material flow within the factory can be automated, needs to be optimized. That is the other part what we can support. The third thing is the resource optimization. So if you're looking to reduce the consumption, analyze and reduce the consumption of the material you use, the water you use, the energy. So basically reducing the number of resources you're using at the moment for the product during the production. And if you're interested in finding out how they can be optimized and reduced. So that's the third thing what we can support you with for the production planning and simulation. So basically, if you are also looking to automate the planning of the production and do the simulation of your factory, this is another thing what we support. So for example, if certain things happen in a certain order in your factory and at the moment the process is not automated, so we can offer a solution for that particular case. Now, another very important thing after describing all this, that it's also not that you can do, let's say that when we talk about the production planning and simulation. So it does not mean that you can bring your own tools and technologies and start implementing it on your own. So basically, all the 4 technologies, these 4 of them, what we described, they are offered by us. These solutions are offered by us. We expect that you bring something from your side which fits together with ours, or you plan to develop or integrate what we provide, and then it is deployed into the factory. So if you want to learn about each of them a bit more, let me find. So there is a link in the template. When you click on this here, you will open this website where each of these applications, each of these 4 technologies are described in detail, that what exactly is these about, what are we offering, and I highly recommend that you understand them very well when you're preparing the proposal. So every kitty is required to choose at least 2 of these. You're free to choose any 2 of these. You have to choose 2, and you can choose any 2 of them. As it is said here, based on the goals of the Better Factory described, detailed product and automation solutions. So basically, what is your product? And what is the solution you will develop based on these technologies? Are you going to automate the logistics? What is the problem? If you're going to deploy a collaborative robot, you describe that where it will be used, how it will be valuable for the factory. The project shall plan the deployment of at least 2 technologies, so you have to use at least 2 of them. Explain how the developed products and how to address the challenges of the manufacturing companies. So describe that, for example, as I said, that the solution you're deploying, it must solve a problem. It cannot be an artificial thing that, okay, we just going to deploy it. So you have to explain that how is it going to be better for the company, because fundamentally this is European funding. This is public money. Why we are offering you this opportunity is that you try these things in your factory in a realistic scenario, and have the possibility to get an answer to a question: was it useful or not? So there has to be a good hypothesis. There has to be a good reason that yes, it has a very good possibility of being useful. Then we give you the funding, we give you the support, we give you the technology. You try it in the factory, and hopefully after the end of the experiment, the factory is committed to buy the solution from you with the commercial on a commercial project, not funded by the public funding, but the factory is paying you for doing that, and that would be the real success for us. You have to adhere to these page limits. I think in every case the page limit is described, again because these, you can see the sections are not highlighted in yellow, so it means you cannot modify them, so you don't modify them. You have 6 pages to write, so you can understand this concept, and innovativeness is probably one of the key parts of your proposal. The second part where we will evaluate your proposal is the impact. So is fundamentally is the business potential. So for each of the partner, for a manufacturing company, they should show that their productivity will increase. They can produce more products. They can produce individualized products and so on. The technology supplier should be able to show that if they are getting their hands on this technology and they can create a success story, they can create a use case during this, so they have the possibility to go to more and more customers and make more and more sales. So this is the business potential, and for the same goes for the artist. The creation, the work you do with the SME should have an result, should have a solution which has a business potential. So basically, you should be able to then have a story to tell to many more manufacturing SMEs. I think one of the fundamental thing about Better Factory is that there are lots of projects where technology suppliers and SMEs are supported, but this is one very unique project where artists are supported to work with manufacturing sector. So it is important for us and important for the commission, and I think in general that this is a seed. This is a seed for creating a movement among the artist community and among the manufacturing sector that they can actually work together and benefit working with each other. The second part of the impact is the go-to-market strategy, which means that first of all, in the first business potential, you describe what is the business potential or what is the impact. In the go-to-market strategy, basically you define that how you will achieve that impact, how you will reach out to those customers. If you are completely isolated, if you don't have the networks, even if you have a wonderful idea, you have a wonderful story, but you don't have the network to tell it. If you have the products, if you're looking to create a new product, you have to show that there is a market for this product and you have the means to reach to that market. So basically, how you will achieve that impact is the section 2.2. 2.3 is the environmental and social impact. So describe if this is going to create a certain number of jobs, what is the environmental impact? So if you're going to reduce the amount of material, if you're going to reduce the amount of use of water and energy, and so on. So describe these parts. This is important, as you know that we are all collectively, every single human on the planet should be looking to achieve something in this direction. Then we reach to the third section, which is again going to be the evaluation. But this is the interesting part. As you can see that again, there is some instructions in the green, so you can delete them. But the instructions are this, that as you can see that the entire work plan, what you are going to do is written already. You cannot modify it. Every deliverable, milestones, and all these things are already written for you. So the good side is that you really don't have to write a lot of text. Most of the text is already written for you. So that's the good side. The second, maybe the important side is that you really go through it to really see that what you will be doing. So the first thing what you will be doing when the project is started is basically preparing for your knowledge transfer experiment. And that means that we will prepare an individual mentoring plan. That would be this proposal plus parts, for example, where we will agree that what kind of support we and who are the people who will be supporting you during the execution of this experiment with us. And that would be actually your contract, which we will sign with you. So this proposal, all this work breakdown structure, implementation will become part of your contract. Set up the project on the RAMP marketplace. So basically you have been hearing about it. There is the website ramp.eu. You go and you basically start to have the registration of different companies, different partners, and the people in there on this marketplace. Define the project. This is the very first deliverable and major deliverable. And there you must define that what will be developed, the detailed requirements. So what are the machines, what are the equipment, what are the robots which will be procured, or they are already available in the factory. They need to be connected. They need to be to be under the same IoT infrastructure. So, and for connecting them, what will be needed? If there will be a need to buy certain equipment, or is it enough that the current infrastructure, the factory have enough IT infrastructure at the moment? So here you define those requirements. Every work package, you see that one of the tasks or the objective of this work package is providing the structured feedback about the execution of this task. So basically, we are going to ask you questions about the things and the technologies and the support you have received from our side. And we will provide you some questions. We will organize some interviews with you, and you will be expected to provide us the answers for those, because that's important for us to improve our technology, to improve our services, and the things what we are supposed to deliver finally to the commission. Because what you are doing is the key for us to deliver what we would like to deliver to the commission, or what we have promised to deliver. The second task, so the first task is more or less about preparing and defining what you will be doing for the rest of the project. And the second part is the portfolio. So this is the artist working together with the manufacturing SME and technology supplier. This particular part will be explained to you by Rodolfo in a short while after my presentation. So, but this is which makes Better Factory unique from all the other European initiatives, that we are trying to create practices how artists and SME can benefit from each other by working together. The third work package is about the automation process deployment. So this is where you will start to do the things what you have agreed in the proposal, what you have written the requirement in the requirement specification. So basically, the first one is the deployment of the IoT platform in the factory. So we will provide the IoT platform. We have the IoT platform. We have all the connectors and technologies available. We will provide it to you. This is an open IoT platform. So deployed in any factory, it does not restrict the factory to use any other new technologies in the future. And all the solutions are commercially available. So basically, you can take the IoT platform and deploy it in the factory. Implementation, and then as I said in the beginning, that there are 2 automation solutions you have to select minimum. At least 2 of them you will select and you will have to deploy. So those solutions then will be tested, implemented and tested into the factory. And this is the other objective of this demonstration. So of course, you deploy them and then you demonstrate them. We are looking to achieve TRL 7 here. So it means that everything has to be deployed in the factory, have to be demonstrated in the factory. So it cannot be done in a laboratory or in the site of the technology supplier. It has to be done at the factory. Then again, the last part is same as providing structured feedback about the execution of this task. So we will like to know that what problems did you had, and what was the good things about the technologies you provided. At the end, you will also see that all the deliverables, what you have to deliver, when you have to deliver, they are already defined here. So you will be required to make these deliverable. This is also the description that what the deliverables are about. All the milestones you're supposed to achieve, they are also defined. None of this can be changed. So the only highlighted part in each task you see is the name of the manufacturing company and the name of the consortium, name of the other consortium partner, and this is the part you will change. Additional tasks assigned. Additional tasks are assigned to you because once your proposal is selected for the funding, these proposals will go for ethical evaluation. From the ethical, legal, social perspective, basically we have to make sure that you are not developing something or you're not trying to do something which is ethically, let's say like illegal or unethical, or against the rules of the funding. For example, the things which can be for military purposes. So that out of scope from the whole Horizon program anyway. It does not necessarily always mean that you will it doesn't actually at all mean that your proposal will be rejected, unless, as I said, that you're building something for the military. The only thing it means that we will ask you to consider certain things, take certain steps. For example, if you are working with human-robot collaboration, you are deploying human-robot collaboration, and you're collecting the data about the human. So we will assign you a task which will make sure that this data collected and the consent collected from the people working in the factory is done according to the rules and the regulations, what is required by the laws and by the European Commission. The last part, which is this last phase of this of the project, is the business scale up. So fundamentally, the first part is the excellence, like the technologies you want to deploy, and the last part is to achieve the impact. So basically, the company, the manufacturing SME, should define that how, after experimenting with this technology, after trying these things in their factory, what is their automation roadmap? What do they like to do in the future? How they like to get the additional funds, and then really deploy these things into their factories or something else. The same thing goes for the technology provider. So the business plan launched to individualize, for the manufacturing SMEs. So the productivity they will increase, the new products they will create, how they will manage to reach their markets, and how they will go forward with new products, or their current increased productivity, the more production they do, where it will go. Business plan for technology suppliers is the same thing, because we will provide you a story. We will provide you a marketing material for you to go to more customers. So we would like to help you, and we would like to know that how are you planning to go to more customers, more technology suppliers. Same applies for the artist and for the technology suppliers. I think this is very important that you describe your previous achievement. We want to know that as a team, you're capable of working with these things. You don't necessarily have to be working with each other, but you have to demonstrate that you are familiar with this. Experiments, these kind of experiments, you have been participating, not necessarily within the European project. You could have done it on the commercial basis on your own. So this is all okay. You don't have to think that if you have not participated in anything before, it doesn't mean that you cannot participate. There is a dual side to it. If you present that I have been doing a lot of these European funded projects before, that's also can be a red flag. That might mean that you are going from one European proposal or to the next European proposal, and your main aim is to get more funding. At the same time, this can also be beneficial that you haven't participated in anything and you have a problem which you don't have to think that you really have to describe. You have to have the experience and background in doing it. It is okay if you're doing it for the first time, but explain it properly, explain it in the right way. I think that's the end of the template. There is nothing more. We can answer your questions at the end.